life a million years ago, surviving the raging volcano. A million years ago, when the earth was wild and untamed, the land trembled under forces beyond imagination. Vast forests stretched endlessly, filled with towering ferns and ancient trees. Herds of prehistoric beasts roamed freely, and survival was a daily battle. In this dangerous world near a massive volcano not unlike today's Mount Etna or Mount Vesuvius, a small tribe of early humans struggled to live another day. The tribe called themselves the Fire Watchers. They lived in a valley where the soil was rich and animals were plenty. The great mountain stood at the horizon, its peak often wrapped in smoke. For generations, the Fire Watchers had respected it. The elders believed the mountain had a spirit, sometimes calm, sometimes furious. Among them was a young hunter named Aruk. Aruk was strong, quick, and curious. Unlike many others, he did not only fear the mountain, he studied it. He noticed how the ground sometimes grew warm beneath his feet. He noticed how birds would suddenly flee days before the earth trembled. He listened to the rumbling sounds that echoed from deep within the mountain. One evening, as the sun bled red across the sky, Aruk felt something different. The air was thick, the animals were restless, even the insects were strangely silent. That night, the ground shook violently. Children screamed. Rocks tumbled from the cliffs. The tribe rushed from their shelters as a thunderous roar split the sky. Aruk looked up and saw fire bursting from the mountain's crown. The volcano had awakened. A pillar of flame and ash shot into the heavens. Lava began to pour down its slopes like rivers of glowing blood. The sky darkened as ash clouds swallowed the stars. Panic spread. The elders shouted for everyone to run toward the river. They had prepared for tremors before, but never had they seen such fury. The earth cracked open, releasing clouds of choking smoke. Burning stones rained from the sky. Aruk grabbed his younger sister Nira and pulled her away from falling debris. A flaming rock smashed into a nearby tree, setting it ablaze instantly. The heat grew unbearable. They ran. Behind them their home burned. The tribe reached the river, but even there danger followed. Ash fell heavily, turning day into night. The water began to steam. Some members cried, believing the world was ending. Aruk refused to surrender to fear. He remembered something the elders once spoke of. Caves beyond the northern cliffs, hidden and deep. If they could reach those caves, they might survive the firestorm. He climbed a large rock and shouted above the roaring chaos. Though young, his voice carried strength. He pointed toward the cliffs. Some hesitated. The path was longer and passed near the lava flows. But staying by the river meant suffocating under ash. The tribe chose to follow Aruk. The journey was a nightmare. The ground shook every few moments. Lava crept closer, swallowing trees and animals alike. A massive prehistoric elephant-like beast fell into a fiery pit, its cry echoing painfully before vanishing into smoke. Ash coated their skin, making it hard to breathe. Nira stumbled, coughing. Aruk lifted her onto his back and continued forward. Suddenly, the earth split before them. A glowing river of lava blocked their path. The tribe froze. The heat was so intense it felt like standing before the sun itself. The lava moved slowly but relentlessly, destroying everything in its path. Aruk scanned the surroundings. To the right, a fallen tree stretched partly over the molten stream, its end already burning. It was their only chance. One by one, tribe members carefully crossed the charred trunk. Beneath them, lava bubbled and spat sparks into the air. One man slipped, but Aruk caught his arm just in time. The smell of burning wood and sulfur filled their lungs. Finally, they all crossed. Behind them, the tree collapsed into the lava, disappearing in a burst of sparks. They moved faster now. The sky turned completely black. Lightning flashed within the ash clouds. Thunder mixed with the mountain's roar. The world felt alive with destruction. As they neared the cliffs, a new horror appeared. A pack of massive prehistoric predators. Saber-toothed cats had also fled the volcano's wrath. Desperate and frightened, they spotted the tribe. In normal times, such an encounter meant certain death. But tonight, the animals were confused, overwhelmed by smoke and trembling earth. One cat lunged. Aruk stepped forward with his spear. His heart pounded, but he did not retreat. The beast roared, its fangs gleaming in fiery light. At the last moment, the ground shook violently again. Rocks crashed down from above, startling the predators. One large boulder struck near the cats, sending them scattering into the darkness. Nature itself had intervened. The tribe finally reached the caves. Inside, the air was cooler, cleaner. They gathered close together as the outside world burned. The entrance glowed red from distant lava flows. Ash drifted like snow. For 3 days and nights, the volcano raged. They heard explosions like the sky breaking apart. They felt tremors that shook dust from the cave ceiling. Some wept quietly, believing nothing would remain of their world. Aruk stayed awake, listening. Gradually, the roaring softened, the trembling became weaker. On the 4th morning, silence returned. Cautiously, Aruk stepped outside. The world had changed. The forest was gone. The valley was buried under thick ash. Rivers had shifted. New hills of hardened lava scarred the land. Smoke still rose from cracks in the earth. It looked like death. But as the sun pierced through thinning clouds, something remarkable happened. In the distance, small animals began to emerge from hiding. Birds circled the sky. Life, though wounded, had survived. The tribe joined Aruk outside. Grief filled their hearts for what they had lost. Their homes, their hunting grounds, familiar paths, all gone. Yet they were alive. The ash-covered soil would one day become fertile again. New plants would grow stronger. The land, though scarred, would be reborn. The elders approached Aruk. Though young, he had saved them. His courage, observation, and refusal to surrender had guided them through the apocalypse. That night, as they sat at the cave entrance watching faint red glows fade on the horizon, the elders declared a new tradition. They would always watch the mountain. They would read the signs of the earth, the birds, the wind, and the tremors. They would respect nature's power, not ignore it. Aruk looked at the distant volcano. He understood something deeply that day. Survival was not about strength alone. It was about awareness, about listening, about moving before it was too late. The raging volcano had tried to erase them. Instead, it had forged them stronger. And in the harsh world of 1,000,000 years ago, that strength, born of fire and ash, would carry humanity forward into the ages yet to come.